Hey guys, this is Ben. I want to talk a little bit about Paul, Saul, the Apostle Paul, Saul, um, uh, and what God's kind of been showing me about him um, in his uh, in his written epistles, as well as a little bit of the book and what we read in the book of Acts. And actually, I got some verses here that I want to read. But let's kind of start with the background of who Saul was. Saul was a Pharisee. The Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee, proud, and he was to the letter. He was good at what he did. He was very religious. He was very real. He was committed. He was faithful. He was loyal. He was well respected. He was an up and coming poster boy, if you will, of of a Pharisee. When people saw him walking down the street, they knew what he was. They knew, hey, this guy's real. This guy is a real Jewish Pharisee. And that was his identity. He put so much of his effort into that. That's where he put all of his strength into. So much of his effort, so much of his own effort to try and make himself that Pharisee. I believe his intentions and his zeal and his want, his drive, his motivation to do so was because he believed that was his calling of God. He believed that that was genuine. He believed that God, Yahweh, was looking down on him and was pleased. But we see in this verse, in Acts chapter 9, starting with verse 1. Meanwhile, Saul was still breathing out murderous threats against the Lord's disciples. He went to the high priest and asked him for letters to the synagogues in Damascus, so that if he found any there who belonged to the way, whether man or woman, he might take them as prisoners to Jerusalem. And as he neared Damascus on his journey, suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him. He fell to the ground and heard a voice say to him, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" Well, before this point, guys, Saul never met Jesus. He thought he was being faithful. He was being loyal to who he thought God was. He went to church, if you will. He helped in the children's ministry, if you will. He prayed for his pastor. Paid his tithe. Went to the Wednesday night meetings every once in a while and attended Easter service. But guys, he never knew Jesus. He never met Jesus until this experience on Damascus Road. Verse 5 reads, "Who are you, Lord?" Saul asks. "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting," he replied. "Now get up and go into the city, and you will be told what you must do." Saul met Jesus on the Damascus Road. He was blinded, and Ananias, one of Jesus' followers, Ananias, went and he prayed, and scales came off of Saul's eyes, and he was able to see. And shortly after that, Saul was preaching to the people of Damascus, whom he went to with intention to, in the name of God, to arrest. Because he truly met Jesus, had such a change in his life, had such a powerful change in who he was, that he was able to turn 180 completely around from what he went there to do with breathing murderous threats. He went from breathing murderous threats to preaching that Jesus is the Son of God. You guys, he met Jesus Christ. He met the way, the truth, and the life. Saul went from religious, and then he found Jesus. Unless you know Jesus Christ, unless you have met him, unless he has revealed himself to you, if you do not know Jesus Christ, and he has not changed you, if you have not been transformed from your old man and not living for Jesus, then you're not saved. No amount of Sunday school teaching, no amount of worship, no amount of singing at church, no amount of countless hours Sunday after Sunday mean anything if you don't know Jesus. Get to know Jesus, guys. Spend some time with him. Ask him. Paul was zealous. He was the best Pharisee he could possibly be because he thought that's what it meant to honor God. But he was deceived, guys, much like the huge population of those who attend church throughout this world are deceived. They have not yet met Jesus. I hope this message helps. All right, guys. Jesus bless you. Good night.